Our next guest knows a thing or two about not making the cut for The View. Jillian Michaels, host of the Keeping It Real podcast, is with us. Now, do you think Joy Behar actually believed what she said or was saying it for effect?
Well, I think she's saying it for effect, but nobody can come on to refute her, so it doesn't matter anyway. And while I appreciate that they deem themselves to be too intellectually intimidating, it seems today many qualified people have stepped up to the plate to enlighten the ladies on the view of differing perspectives in our country.
And so far, we have not heard of anyone been taken up on that offer, I should say. I also, as well, I said hello, The View, Alyssa Farah, Joy Behar, and Brian Teta, who's the executive producer there. Be honored to join you. I'm an old-fashioned journalist, not a Republican, out with a New York Times bestselling book about autism, a topic your audience of parents really cares about. I think the bigger issue here, though, is not whether or not Republicans will come on. It's that they don't want anybody who will question or deviate from the 35-yard line to the most liberal areas. It's not really even about Republicans. It's the center doesn't exist to them either.
No, not at all. And the goal is obviously to push a narrative. We've seen that over and over and over. On my own podcast, I can't get somebody from the left to come on, despite the fact that I've had some of the biggest names. Impossible. It is impossible to get them to come on. I've had pretty much every major gubernatorial candidate on my podcast, from Vivek Ramaswamy, Winsome Earl-Sears. I just had Byron Donalds on today. Not one from the Democrats will come on. They won't engage in a debate of any sort. They won't invite you on their platforms. If you do go on their platforms, they just shout you down and engage in ad hominem attacks. I mean, I'm excited that they're opening up a channel to bridge ideologies, but I find it unlikely that they will make good on it.
Well, yeah, we'll see who they invite. I think it's actually what makes NewsNation so different. That we're open to everyone, but you point out as well, it's very hard to book anybody from the left, a government official on the left, to come on. Bill Maher made the same point. Take a listen.
People ask me all the time, why haven't you ever had Hillary or Bill Clinton on? Why didn't you have Kamala on during the last campaign? You think we don't ask? We ask these people every week. They say no. It took 8 years and a petition to get Obama on. And these are people, all people I voted for. Think about that.
There's a full circle here. And I think it's that for a very long time, most people on the left felt like they didn't have to because there wasn't anybody in the media up until 2016, 2018, as Twitter and any kind of online presence really grew, there was nobody to question them. They didn't think they had to come speak to anybody that might dare question them.
Megyn Kelly has said that because they haven't been forced into situations where they have to prove their positions and debate, they're not great at it. And now there is a level of intimidation where they don't want to engage. I mean, VP Harris also famously did not go on the biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan's. And I love Bill. It's a massive platform. But when you turn down Rogan, I mean, I can't think of a worse idea when you're trying to be the president of the United States. And another thing that the ladies of The View said to Cheryl Hines, who's fantastic, and by the way, told me that she's a big NewsNation fan, Leland, when I had the pleasure of hosting your show. One of the things they said is, geez, we didn't know this. I wish they'd come on and tell us this. Well, isn't there some level of responsibility to do your own homework and investigate this information before you put opinions out into the world as though they're fact, especially in my line of work when it comes down to people's health? There's no level of accountability there. And then you accuse the other side of not educating you. I mean, talk about doubling down on stupidity. I'm sorry, not to sound like a jerk, but I feel like I'm allowed to sound like a jerk here. because it's obnoxious.
Well, stay close to your phone because the viewers love it when you come back and host for me. It is good to see you as always, Jillian, and you're always welcome here. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.